just an article, about Batman Day and some of the NFTs, including Bat Cowls. Yeah, pretty cool article.
Welcome, Dylan. Welcome, Matt.
How we doing?
Thank you.
I almost got lost on my way here. Thank you guys for having me. What's up, Bat Cowls?
Hey, what's going on, Dylan?
What's up, man?
How you doing? Great to meet you all.
Great, man. Thanks for stopping by. Very welcome into the space, man. We're glad to have you here. Got a lot of questions, and so how are you this evening?
I'm good, man. It's been a long day. I was actually I can't believe these landed on the same day because we've been talking about this for a bit, but I was on Rug Radio earlier this morning. Was on Space with NFL champ and Queen Veve earlier. I don't know. I'm just here, and I didn't see Dave. Oh, we got Dave in the audience, too. Look at that. The man. Just having a great day, honestly. We're 48 hours away from our new mint, so really excited about this new experience. The community support has been overwhelming and amazing to see, and I guess that's pretty much it. Just pumped about this next chapter and excited to keep meeting great people in the space and hopefully be able to do something between our communities at some point.
Yeah, that last part sounds amazing. It would be awesome to see something go on. As you know, Web3 is expanding, so yeah, very exciting.
For sure. And I think it's just that, like, everyone in this space, whether it's us at Autograph or Palm or the Backhouse community, whatever it is, we're all here on day one. Who knows how long this sort of winter is going to be, so why not put our heads together and try to do something amazing. So definitely here for it as well. So excited to build this connective tissue and meet you all. I mean, the Bat Cows are all over my feed all day long. I mean, I honestly want one. Like, they're one of the doper PFPs around. So that's it. Just here to hang, show some love.
Well, hey, Dylan, we got plenty of time to shield, man. But we wanna touch bases with you on the autograph. So if you could just give a short rundown of a little bit of your background and a little bit of what Autograph IO is for some of the people that are listening.
I'm happy to. And I also don't want to take the floor from Matt, who's obviously a Bat Cow OG as well. But if it's all right with him, I mean, I'm happy to share.
Dylan, great to meet you, man. Listen, do your thing. I'm not minting any NFTs this week, man. I know how these weeks go, so do your thing. The floor is yours.
For sure. Well, anyway, my own background is one of just really wanting to start something special throughout my own pretty young career. Started my first company back when I was 15. A few other ones along the way. I've always been interested in the intersection between culture and technology, but that's the boring stuff. I was lucky enough pretty early on to see an NFT. I'm not sitting here saying I was buying Bitcoin in 2012, but I came into the space a little bit before the rest of the world really started to understand the power of these collectibles and this technology, and I was able to pull in some pretty amazing people around me to dive into the space with some of the world's biggest and most impactful brands. So for anyone that isn't familiar with Autograph, we've launched collections with Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, Naomi Osaka, Derek Jeter, Simone Biles, Devin Booker, Justin Herbert. We've done an entertainment drop with the Saw franchise, and we have a few more to come in the Lionsgate library. The owners of properties like Hunger Games, Rambo, Mad Men, John Wick, a lot of amazing stuff. Some of those will be happening. Some were to throw us off the scent because we don't disclose that yet. But I'm joking. But they have a ton of amazing properties that they work with. So we've really been on the sports side. We spent year one selling the majority of our NFTs on DraftKings Marketplace, besides a pretty notable weekend drop, who's on our board actually in the middle of last year. And now we're really starting to build out our own presence and our own ecosystem in Web3. DraftKings was an amazing start for our business, but now it's our time to really control our own tech stack, A to Z, be able to be more responsive to our community and audience, and of course take all the amazing AG loyalists you see in the crowd here along the ride with us. So we'll be dropping our brand new Brady signature experience that's designed to, in my opinion, bring a drop with unprecedented utility into the space. It's all jam-packed into one token-gated physical and digital experience. So that's the high level on where we've been and where we're going.
Sounds good, man. I actually do have some autograph myself, man. I started last year with some of those preseason passes, so I got quite a few. I got lucky on quite a few of those, man, and very, very interesting project.
Yeah, that makes one of us getting lucky on those. No, but I'm kidding. That's amazing. That's amazing to hear. And those were some of our most beloved collectibles, and they were. So it's crazy. It's been a year since we actually dropped and released those, but we made sure to take care of our Brady preseason pass holders in this next drop with a pretty significant discount than some other significant ones ranging from free all the way to 60-70% off for some collectors. And that's it, man. It's great that you've been a collector before. It's funny, jumping around some of these spaces. I've heard more people dove into the project and just grabbed a couple collectibles than I expected. I've really been pleasantly surprised to see that. So as we keep building out this presence, I'm excited to keep learning more and hopefully pushing the boundaries of what we're trying to do as a company.
So real quick, I heard you say you guys are transitioning kind of to your own to your own platform. So does that mean you guys will no longer be doing your drops on DraftKings?
We may in the future do some for sure, but now Autograph.io is really our home. We built out the ability to take credit cards on our own platform. Of course, users, once they buy in a credit card, can take it right into their non-custodial wallet and then anywhere else they want in the ecosystem, a gallery, a marketplace, whatever they want. So, yeah, we figured out it was, really, really easier. It was much easier to be responsive to our community, controlling our own tech stack. And also notably, we minted on Polygon for our past NFTs, which Polygon's an awesome chain, but our community really wanted these NFTs on Ethereum layer 1. So we'll be minting right on to ETH for this next round, which is exciting as well.
Yeah, sounds like you guys are pretty busy, man. It has been a quick year, so I know since that has started. Yeah, so as you know, you're in the Bat Cave right now with a lot of the Bat family. And it's pretty cool to have you and Matt Mason from Palm NFT up here just talking Web3 and all of the possibilities that we have. So the Bat family, it's not always just about one NFT in this space, as you know. We dibble and dabble with a lot of different things, but we're close knit with the Cowls. And as I said, we're just glad to have you in the space. Is there anyone who has any questions for Dylan?
Please. I'm also happy to dive in talk a little bit more about the signature experience coming up as well, which is a big thing I got to show for the next 36 hours, you know? So happy to take questions, but also happy to give an overview of that program for anybody that might be curious.
So Dylan, I got a quick question for you. I'm one of your 60% off holders from Autograph, so I will definitely be minting on Thursday morning.
That's awesome.
As soon as it opens. What do you have any insight, any tidbits that you want to release on here before Thursday that you'd like everyone to know about?
I just think that when you look at this program as a whole, there's really a lot going on, and the credit has to go to this community of ours that was very vocal over year one about what they wanted and what we could have done better. And I believe we did a decent job of packing all of that into one NFT. So the NFT itself is dynamic. It'll evolve week to week as Tom goes and conquers his next opponent throughout the season, with the stats updated in real time. The metadata will be tracked on chain, the media, and IPFS. But in my opinion, it's a pretty special dynamic NFT in and of itself, which then gains access to token-gated digital content, physical events, NFTs, and a bunch of collabs in Tom's world. So for the digital events, there's actually private weekly fantasy advice with Matthew Berry, which I'm stoked on, as well as Buster Scher to host a show on collectibles and Web3. So that's going to be a cool interactive component for our collectors throughout the season. I think it's our answer to how do you make utility scale and what is continuous utility in this space. I think the digital is going to be super cool and fun. But on the IRL side, there are 3 regional watch parties throughout the year in LA, Atlanta, and Boston, with one major 2,500 in-person event at the end of the year for all of our token holders, where Tom and friends will be in attendance, which is super cool. And some cool stuff for, as you said, something new is we'll roll out a couple more people involved in the program tomorrow, which will be exciting. From there, some NFTs as he breaks records and achieves new things. And then we have a partnership with Brady brand for custom merch for this community, partnership with TB12 to get people things at the minimum at a discount. Sean and team are working on some awesome giveaways and initiatives throughout. And finally, FTX and Autograph have come together to give a Bitcoin to one of the holders and buyers of the season ticket. So that's it's a mouthful. Kind of why I wanted to go over it is because there's so many little things and details going on that I probably even missed a couple. But we're stoked on bringing this to our community. And more than anything, I know that getting it at a 60% discount is different than free. And trust me, we're doing everything we can for these collectors. But this for us is more about driving energy around the project and to the community overall than any other initiative. So super stoked to bring it to market, man.
And you didn't even mention the welcome gift.
Oh, and the welcome gift, right? It's a combination of a couple of things, but the merch between Brady brand and Autograph custom design for the whole community, which will be great.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Of course. And I see, John, we got Mello on stage as well.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm well. So, we've got two great projects on the space here. So I had a question, I know Palm is really doing well with the back Cowls and really using the community to iterate the story. So what's the plan? I know that it's an NFT, it's dynamic. What's the plan as far as involving the community in this storytelling when it comes to Tom Brady and this upcoming season?
It's a great question. I think when people have asked questions about the IRL event at the end, I've said we've got 7-8 months to plan it. So I definitely want to look for areas to get community input on what we want to do when everybody comes together at the end of the year. So that to me is pretty exciting. But in terms of the story and the dynamic NFT, I know the team's already started working on Dallas, but we've gotten feedback on our collectibles throughout the first year. So if there's something that the community really wants to see or have included, or some piece we should focus more on or less on, I know we'll do our best to take that into account for sure. Another place for a community collab is we'll be working with Brady Brand's lead designer to come up with the community a few different merch options for the second round of merch that people will be able to access. So that's going to be another place for community input. And then I see some of the community team on the line today. We've been over year one, in my opinion, very reactive to what our community wanted and needed. If you look at some of the utility we've provided, the things that we've done over this last quarter and 2 quarters. So I think that you'll see that same kind of flexibility from us. A lot of the main pillars, to be candid, are kind of locked. These 3 IRL events, this one big one in March, these are the content hosts, all the above. But if we hear from people like, here's an easy way to enhance this experience, of course, we'll look into doing it.
Love it.
Hey, Dylan, I have 2 questions. The first is, do you own a cowl already? Not yet.
That is going to be the next thing I do. I have a fantasy draft at 7 sharp, and then after that, how about I grab myself a cowl? I do not, but I'd love one. Someone asked me on that earlier about another project. I need to diversify a little bit.
Yeah, man, don't miss in this one, man. And the second question I have is this. I know you have, I'm not into the project. There's too many things outside that seems like eventually one of them is going to catch on fire and go to the moon. But the question I do have is, seeing the people that you already have an autograph, are you planning on bringing maybe a soccer player, like a high status soccer player into the game right there? Because if you bring that, you're probably going to bring the rest of the world.
We get you if we get soccer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, it's not off the table by any means. We actually were pretty close on a couple of soccer deals in the last year. But we have some interesting stuff on that front coming up. I'll leave it at that for now. But whether it's, we're definitely interested in that coming up, and as well as some other sports that we've done stuff in, having a bigger presence in them.
You can say it right here, man. We're not going to say anything.
No, it's not you guys. You'll be the first to know when it comes out. I'll send it to you directly when we step into the world of soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But I'm actually curious. I don't want to steal the spotlight. What's going on in the world of bat cows? Like, you see them everywhere. You guys are such a strong community. Tell me more about what's. Matt, whether it's you or the community members, I'd love to just hear more about what's going on and see if there's some place where we can find overlap as we roll out our new projects.
Yeah, I can jump in. Well, look, Dylan, first of all, let me just say I'm super impressed listening to what you guys have got coming up, what's dropping this week. And, knowing how much goes into building a project like that with the fan journey that you guys have laid out, like, you guys are doing amazing work. And like you said, it's so early. And when you guys do amazing work, that grows the whole industry. So I love to see it. And I know all the cows in here. And I know everybody thinks like that. And so it's great. It's great to have you in the space. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the drop. And I've been really impressed with everything you guys are doing.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. And just, I can a quick overview on what's going on with Cowls. I mean, we're 6 months into this, guys? I don't know. It seems like years. The project dropped earlier this year in April, and we launched with a very ambitious sort of two plus year roadmap of an amazing fan journey. A comic.
I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Oh, sorry, keep going.
No, that's it. I mean, I think we're thinking along the same lines you guys are. It's just like, how do you, when you're building NFTs for everyone, like how you gotta show the general public, like, why should I care? What, you try to sell me a JPEG? This is stupid. I don't understand. Like, we see that feedback on so many NFT projects out there in the world, especially NFT projects targeted at a wider fan base, and we really think it's like we at Palm and working with DC, and this is how we sort of feel with a lot of our partners. It's on us as an industry to sort of really show the world why these things are so good, not just tell people, or not just if people see PFP projects that are super complicated from the outside, I think it's just alienating a lot of people. Like, I love a lot of those PFP projects. Personally, I love the super complicated things. But building something for a large fan base with a really, really easy to understand roadmap, and you can see why this thing is valuable and why being part of this community is valuable. I mean, I know that's what you guys at Autograph are doing, and we're definitely sort of thinking along the same lines. We've got a Bat Cow comic that is part of official DC canon that will be dropping shortly. The Cowl community has been working together with DC, voting on every decision, from what's the sound effect when Batman hits someone, to pass the storyline to the title of the comic, everything. So really a super interactive fan journey there. We've got a Harley Quinn drop coming up. I know there's going to be some questions on that. I can't say anything just yet, but I promise I'll get you guys more. I'll get you guys the alpha on that as soon as I can, hopefully this week. But that's coming this month. We can't say too much more about that. That Harley Quinn drop is the start of something that I can't say anything about just yet, but it's the biggest thing we're doing this year. Bigger even than the Cowls project. And the Cowls are going to be at the front of the line for that. So there's a ton of stuff going on. We've got a multi-year roadmap that we're working on with DC that incorporates the Bat Cow collection, incorporates some of the other collections we did, like Fandom last year, which at the time was the largest NFT drop in history, and really trying to build out this whole Web3 platform with DC to really bring their fans in. And I think there's going to be, like you said, it is so early, and there are so many opportunities to collaborate, and any way we can find ways to bring value to your community, to the Cowls community, and just do cool stuff and show people why blockchain is fun and why it's awesome. We're all here for it. We've got the hard bit's always the plumbing. It's always okay, this is on the Palm chain. these bits are on Polygon, this is on layer one. You know, there's always that's the downside of being early, is like we're all dealing with a lot of plumbing where we still need some, you know, some great layer zeros and stuff in the mix. But I'd love to do it. I'd love to find a way to bring these communities together, because I see what you guys are building, and it's exactly what we're about. It's the kind of stuff that helps this whole industry grow.
I mean, I really appreciate that. And if you look into the audience, like the amount of people that we've brought together from your community, from Autograph Nation, there's just such a strong core here. And it's almost like we're at the days of the internet where the browsers don't yet talk to each other, talking about the different blockchains.
Yeah, that's it.
We are that early, man. Everyone here, I heard this amazing quote that like tech today is the Navy and everyone in Web3 are the pirates again, trying to find their way through this space. Yeah. That one stuck with me for sure. So I mean, we've got to figure something out. And I'm glad that we could bring people together today to start to build some connective tissue on that front. But your roadmap, man, is exciting. I got to tell you, when it came out, I was like, wow, that is a 2-year plan with things that are coming out left and right. And also a lot of it's digitally native. Like there's so many good ideas packed in there. I mean, native in terms of it can scale, which is the goal, right? To attract this amazing global audience. So super cool. Commend that work for sure.
So Dylan, Matt actually touched on a voting aspect. I noticed in the roadmap, you guys have a community collab, #1, with Brady merchandise. You're going to allow the community members to help design an exclusive piece of merch from Brady and Autograph. Is that still in the works?
Yes, it is. That's going to be super exciting. And we've got Sean here as well. Sean, if there's anything you want to, he's our head of community in the audience now, the absolute man. He has a little bit more color and detail on that, but I'm excited for that. And voting on platform is something that we're going to be building as well in Q1. So we'll be able to just give people more and more input as this project continues and goes on. I mean, there's a million opportunities for it, right? Like, for example, we host our weekly shows, whether it's about collectibles or fantasy advice. Maybe there's certain players that we can ask Matthew to come in with his take on, or where they rank on the waiver wire, or Buster Scher is hosting the collectibles show. What collectibles should we dive into next week? Is it ticket stubs? Is it comics? I don't know. So it's going to be cool to have that voting mixed with the digital and have those two things play together.
Welcome, Janie. Did you have a question for the space?
Hey, Legacy. Thanks for having me up. Thanks for hosting. I do. First of all, thanks for hosting this space. Super cool. And also Empire and Meat for co-hosting. Matt, sorry, I was just going to cracking up when you were saying you can't drop any more alpha and news about Harley. And, you know, I love myself some Harley Quinn. And so don't worry, I won't interrogate you or ask you questions because it's about Autograph today, but just want to say what's up. And Dylan, just question for you in relation to Autograph, because I'm part of the veve Backhouse community, but also very heavy in digital fashion and Web3 fashion. And obviously we know who Tom Brady's wife is, which is Giselle. So what I'm curious about, I mean, New York Fashion Week is coming up this week as well. So is there any tie-in? I know that entertainment is a big part of it, but do you have plans for, you know, the fashion and the beauty world? And I guess if you do, what can you share, or what can I know about?
Well, first of all, it's an Autograph Backhouse space. So any questions, not to put Matt back on the spot, but any questions you've got, totally fine.
Okay, I'll jump to him after.
Don't worry. No, he's next on the Harley Quinn stuff. But really, my point is the fashion world, I think it's interesting. When we look at the wearables market broadly, I think the question for me becomes, where do you wear the wearables? I did not mean to say wear 3 times there, but where do you actually take your digital fashion and jacket or whatever it may be? I think those spaces are emerging, whether it be in the sandbox or a bunch of smaller competitors popping up, or Decentraland. I think when that space develops, we're actually primed to do some really cool stuff there because of the nature of the IP that we work with. But I think when we look at the amount of people that are really using it, for us as a main focus over the next few months, it probably doesn't land there. But once we see that space take off in the right way, I think it's something that we've discussed in depth and we'll be ready to dive into.
I have to point out that you did get the attention of the females at the table here with the fashion question.
Good fellow, 100%. Dylan, I totally get you on that because, again, I come from the world of like the business of fashion. And yes, it is still quite early, not just with digital wearables and fashion, but just Web3 and NFTs in general. But I think to your point, like, you know, the co-creation element, the digital fashion, you know, like being able to create merch alongside, you know, with the talent that you have, whether or not it's Tom Brady or somebody else that you have in your lineup, I think is something for fans which would be very cool because it's actually part of the community element for it. But yeah, I was actually specifically trying to dig up a little bit more if you had plans with Giselle, top models, or other actors in this space.
You know, we actually did we had some conversations earlier on about whether or not it would make sense. But I wouldn't hold your breath. I don't think there's going to be a surprise announcement next month about anything in the world of fashion quite yet. But who knows? We're starting a real relationship with Brady brand through these first couple activations, and I'm sure you can assume that things have ventured into there at least conversationally. So as we do, I'll definitely keep you posted. But I'd also love to hear from the broader community how much interest there is. I mean, we all know it's a little bit early, in my humble opinion, but I do think we will definitely get there, and it'll become cooler and cooler.
So last point, because I do see that someone else has their hand up. I think, I don't know, for me, just when it comes to fashion and beauty, you can either catch the wave or you could be one of the first. And I think, like you said, the thing that is so different about Autograph and the way you guys are maneuvering and navigating the market is that you have partnerships with IP already. It's not just a independent designer. Like, I'm in the whole Fashion Fridays and, you know, digital fashion circuit, and a lot of them are independent designers. So for them to actually get sales and market is a lot harder than through a platform like Autograph or through, you know, Tom Brady and this kind of IP. So, I mean, I get your reservations, but I think that for sure, this personal thought is that I think mass adoption, I mean, you have the Starbucks and everything, but it's definitely going to come through a lot of it through mass adoption through fashion and beauty, which is a lot of the, you know, interesting technology and things that are actually coming through.
I think, by the way, I think what you're saying is totally valid. It's probably an area that I should focus on more. I've just been so heads down on this huddle for the last few weeks. Wearables haven't been on the brain, but I do think digital fashion is a huge market. And you're right, you'd rather be a pioneer of it than wait and catch the wave. Absolutely.
Sorry, that's not meant to be any shade to you, Dylan, or Autograph.
No,
it's just
don't
my
worry.
personal passion.
No shade taken. I promise. All good. All good. I love hearing that perspective. Always open to hearing new thoughts and ideas, especially because you come from that world and understand it so much better.
Cool. Thank you so much, Dylan. Appreciate that. And yeah, I won't take up more space. I'll circle back later if there's a space to ask Matt about Harley Quinn later.
Hey, the juice is coming, Janie. I know what you're waiting for. Hey, appreciate you as always, Janie. Be Young, welcome to the space, man.
Hey, Legacy, thank you. I appreciate you having this space open. And Dylan, Matt, thank you guys for joining us as well. It's very much appreciated. The anticipation of this meeting tonight has been epic, let me tell you. So, hey, I was going to say one thing, and I will say it, but Dylan, when you were just speaking, you brought something that came up across my mind, and you know, I think it is early, potentially autographs, right, in the NFT space, in the realm. However, I definitely think it could catch on. To that point, for me, I'm a big 1960s Batman fan, and you know, it is going to be pretty hard to get some of those guys' autographs, seeing as how they're no longer alive. But in this field, I think it is possible that you could maybe petition people's estates and so on and so forth. And for me, like, I would totally love an NFT autograph from Adam West or someone that, you know, had previously passed, if something like that could potentially be authorized. It's kind of out of the box type, out of, you know, a kind of left field type of a thing. The other thing is potentially, you know, if we were to ever see, you know, comics on like, like a platform like Palm or something like that, and we could get, say, like Jim Lee or someone that had did some artwork or created them to potentially get those things autographs NFT wise. I think that might be a great collaboration.
I mean, those are definitely some great suggestions overall. I was talking about it in the last space to go to the comic book question. We dove into the comic book theme a little bit, and I was pleasantly surprised by the response. We did a Rob Gronkowski collaboration with a comic artist to make a Super Gronk animation. It was a pretty short 10-second animation overall, and people seemed to really enjoy it. We had him pulling a Bucks pirate ship or whatever it was. I mean, it was a lot of pretty special stuff on that front. And when you talk about different estates, our NFTs are actually, I get you were saying there's something that could sign in advance, but we have the athlete or the star in the Weeknd's case sign every NFT individually. So with the way it's set up now, they kind of need to be here to do it. But I think working with estates, there's obviously a lot of value there in being able to celebrate these different legacies. It's just not something that we've dove into quite yet. But of course, there's a ton of absolutely iconic names there and all of the above. And I think it's just really important, if you were to do that you have to do right by them and make sure that you're really taking the steps to make sure you encapsulate to the best of your ability what they would have wanted their project to be or their drop.
Absolutely. When you're around the back Cowls, we always protect the legacy.
That was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty cool.
Oh no. My phone's too hot, of course, of all days. I'll stick it in the freezer. Sorry, guys. Phone's too hot. Let's try it again.
That I think really fits the bill. So I gotta say, I'm super bullish on just Tiger and the Tiger stuff in general. Like, such an icon. We're so lucky to work with him.
Hey, and Crypto, you're next. But before you go, I wanted to mention to everybody in here, they also have Naomi Osaka, and she had her collection created by her sister, Maria. Is it Maria Dillon?
Mari, yeah,
Mari. Manga comics, and they're displayed in a gallery style.
Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot how the other comic step. Those were probably even better received by our community overall. Yeah, there's these amazing manga comics that Mari made herself. We helped put them into a scene with different tiers of rarity, and they're I think those are pretty special overall. So for sure on those comics. And by the way, I know I said the Tiger ones now, but I gotta love all of our collections, right? The Tom stuff beyond, but yeah, that was my off the cuff. So no one catch me on that later.
Yeah, I just wanted to pass that along. So they already have
for
comments.
Sure,
no doubt. Crypto.
Hey, thanks for the space, Legacy done. Everybody here. Two quick questions that I had. One was, where do you see autograph in the next 5 or 10 years? What do you all plan to accomplish? What's your biggest thing that you want to get done? And second, I just wanted to ask, with all these different talents, all these, everybody is not into the same thing. Most people are into different things. Would it be like separate channels or like communities where so each athlete will have like different followers, something like that? Those are the two questions I had.
They're great. Well, where I see us going in the next 5 to 10 years is, I think our North Star is about providing a more meaningful and more connected fan experience. And a lot of what we want to do and are going to continue to do is being done by communities like Cowls today, and like what we've done at Autograph, where look at the unity here. You guys are getting to have input into the comics, and as things develop across the board, that's pretty amazing compared to the different ways that you've loved Batman and gotten closer to the story and lore before. So that's where I'm like, wow, that is something pretty special. So how does Autograph play a big part in actually rewarding fandom at scale and driving brand new experiences to give consumers new opportunities, and then give the brands and creators a way to better understand their audience and understand their loyalty? So that's where we're going. I think there's been great examples of it already, but I think that making that system scale and have it really work over the long term is where Autograph in 5 to 10 years hopefully is the pioneer of some new tech. I think the space is going to keep changing. The tech's going to get better. We're going to unlock new capabilities. Hopefully we can be one of the companies that's pioneering that charge and push forward. So that's really where I want us to go. We'll keep providing access, utility, cool stuff overall, but longer term, Autograph hopefully steps out of the way. We're just the cool tech behind it and silent partner as fan bases are having brand new experiences. And currently, when you talk about the quick pivot to your other question, how we engage these different audiences, if you go to the Autograph Discord right now, based on what you collect, there's a private channel for people to interact and engage. General is more active than the other ones overall, but as we launch a new partner, we launch a new channel along with it for discussions about whatever's happening in their career or whatever people want to talk about.
You couldn't have answered it better, Dylan. I appreciate it so much.
Of course. No, thank you for such a great question.
Hey, thank you guys for all your questions. I'm going to cycle the room a little bit. So we have a couple hands down here, and we've got a full stage right now. So I'm gonna move some people around if that's all right.
Thank you, Empire. Ellis, welcome to the space, man.
Thank you. Hopefully my son doesn't wake up and have me leave the room again. So, sorry. I'm Dylan. Autograph came up in a group chat. I'm a marketer, group chat of my peers, and each time something Web3 comes up, like, hey, Alice, you should check this out. I'm like, I know Autograph. How do you know? How do you see your Autograph thing? And they immediately said they were sure that Facebook ads. I was like, who is brave enough to run ads on Facebook? And I mean, and this is the truth. You don't see that many NFT projects doing that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is give you some praise here, because we noticed the strategy you took upon it, which is you're not saying NFT, you're saying signature experience. And NFTs are listed as a value proposition to the experience. Because when I know we're geeks, right? Like some marketers are geeks, some are just like, so we audited you, and we're like, in reality, I wouldn't even know about buying an NFT. I'm just buying a signature experience that gives me all these VIP exclusives to Tom Brady. In reality, this is like almost like a NFL ticket for my player. And just your approach to it, it was almost to the point where we're like, that's perfect, because we don't know that we're in the NFT game. The NFT is an add-on to the overall experience. And I guess the question is, one is praise, good job, because that's darn good to make people feel a certain way that's not NFT focused, because there's still some negative feelings around it, but also making a normal fan excited about joining this program. But has that approach overall helped with adoption or gaining more people to join Autograph?
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I was just, I told slacked our CMO, he said, give that man an NFT. He's loving it. So, really, thank you for the kind words on the work that we're doing. But you hit the nail on the head. The goal for us is to bring the true Tom Brady fans into Web3, which is part of the decision that we dropped on DraftKings Marketplace, where they only take USD. I'm sure they're going to roll out crypto, but where it was USD first to make it accessible. And his fan base is in Boston, right? And so are some of the biggest sports fans in the world are on that platform. So now on Autograph, we're trying to do the same thing, where we'll take credit card first, make it as simple as possible. But the big difference here in this next chapter is we want to be one of the companies that, while making it accessible, also pushes the technology forward. So you'll have the option to actually mint right into your non-custodial wallet at the time of purchase, or to not, and just keep it on platform and go along for the signature experience. So it was completely intentional to go after the true fan who might not be in NFTs yet. And two, we want to give that optionality because I believe in the tech and the space and everything that goes along with it. And the learning curve is steep, but not that steep. And I think once someone's a part of the experience for however amount of time, they'll get more comfortable. And bring in that mass market and audience. We had tens of thousands of people purchase our NFTs on DraftKings, and it was a lot of them. It was their first NFT. So I think with the right offering, with the right clear value behind the NFT that you're buying, the mass market will be willing to come in. And I really appreciate Matt and what he was saying earlier about how I love what you guys are doing, because you're expanding the market and a lot of the things you build on the tech side and the properties you work with. And I hope this offering is going to do the same, and to show people that this is amazing. Like when I was talking about the people we've brought together, one of the biggest unlocks I see in NFTs is that they've genuinely changed social behavior online. The way people organize, unite, have identity. And it's all behind the scenes, but the result is something that's fucking amazing, like this. People hanging out, getting to know each other, having deeper, more meaningful relationships beyond social media. It's super cool, man. So hopefully we can help the entry points into this new space and kind of paradigm.
And there was one more thing I wanted to ask you about that. Going from that to this almost makes it feel obvious, but I guess it's a question about the reception you got during the Tony Hawk project. I know that value prop of that was an integration into a metaverse. Do you feel with that approach, because that was when we look at that, there's NFTs said everywhere. Again, with what we see with Tom Brady, again, it's a value prop. It's not. I see season ticket before I see anything else but NFTs. But with Tony Hawk, it felt more of the traditional NFT project. I guess the question is, do that integration, at least for folks like me, I'm the Web3 guy, my marketing group. I'm like, gotta jump in, guys. And they're like, no, shut up. But it's when I see those integration points with other platforms, like I know Space was a big one right now, but I think there was another one. I think it was Sandbox, something that you were working with the Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Was the reception good? Was it? How did that go? And was the result of that the reason why I didn't see anything about integration of the metaverse on this project?
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely heard from some members in our community want to get to the metaverse. I knew, coincidentally, OG Citrus Girl is a speaker right now. He's one of the biggest proponents of We're Ready to Rock. So some community members definitely are ready for that kind of experience and next chapter to come. And some, I think, need a little bit more time. So that was I think a fun and cool step. It was something him and his team are really interested in. One of the things that I'm sure Palm shares as well is every partner has different comfort levels and interests, and Tony was all in. So for us, it made sense to go along with him. The other metaversy thing we did is on Super Bowl Sunday, we dropped 2,500 cyber rooms to our top 2,500 collectors, which to me is like a super lightweight metaverse. We built a custom integration so users didn't need to actually connect a MetaMask wallet to get in. They could just actually link their autograph account to do it, which is very Web 2. But again, it made it an easy way for people to actually display their NFTs and engage and interact. So overall, I guess what I'm saying is I think it's not one size fits all with every partner, and I think that some community members will be ready and some aren't there quite yet, and it's our job to kind of be flexible. Or as Janie was saying earlier, be a pioneer, try to take us there. But I think it's all kind of evolving in real time.
Well, thank you, Dylan. I appreciate taking my hard-hitting questions. I had my glasses tilted down with a pencil I found in the storage somewhere, because we don't use pencils anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ellis. Hey, NFT Tinker, man, welcome to the stage, bro.
Hey, thanks for organizing this, man. It's nice to finally be in a room with you, quote unquote. But I have a question for the autograph guy. I come from an esports background, from tournament organization, community hosting, stuff like that. And I always thought that, kind of like the esports realm is lacking in a lot of memorabilia and stuff like that, considering they have such a short time frame, because they're only good for they're at their peak only for I think 3 years before their reaction time starts to decline majorly. And would you have any plans of implementing esports players into your existing brand for those experiences?
That's a great point. We've definitely gotten some interest and asks overall about esports. I think with the new platform we're building, which is literally token gated live streams, it's starting to make more sense. Is it a consideration? Sure, but is it something that's going to come in the next couple of months? Most likely not. The majority of our focus is going to be on the existing partners that we already have. I mean, I think if you look at FaZe Banks and some other people, there has been some really prevalent names in and across the space. Is there anyone that you can think of that you think would be a great partner for something like this?
Off the top of my head, there's some... because it works because they're international. It's Double Lift from League of Legends, but Hungry Bucks is a part-time owner of his organization as well down in Florida. So there's just some around. I didn't have anyone too specific in mind. I was just more wondering if it was a concept of thought. So thanks for answering. I appreciate everything, guys.
No, I mean, it makes sense, right? They are really engaged digitally, and what they do is digitally native. I think I expected it to emerge more quickly than it did overall as a sector. I think we need to find the right person that fits our brand really well, the kind of games that our audience likes, but it's not by any means out of the question as our product develops.
Awesome, thank you. That's all my questions.
No, thank you.
Great question, by the way, Tinker. Thank you. Nas Clint, how you doing, brother?
Phenomenal. Thanks, Legacy, for hosting the space. How are you guys doing today, everybody? So I have a couple questions here. I'll go ahead and ask first. As far as creating that user experience for the Autograph IO, have you guys ever thought of creating an in-person minting as far as autographs, whether it be partnering up with an artist or a star and doing a live autograph minting session to kind of bridge that IRL into Web3 space, and then letting them know they're going to be getting dropped an airdrop autograph NFT, something of that nature? Is that something that's ever crossed your guys' mind as far as bridging that gap?
It has. The team has actually had a few concepts. I think the question has been, how do you scale it overall? But that'd be pretty fun for our end IRL event, right? The people are going to be there. Could you have them sign some stuff and mint it right in people's wallets? That's pretty cool. No, it's been discussed. I think it's just a lot easier for us to be like, okay, X partners in Florida, we're going to either send someone out there or send the iPad and stylus out there versus creating that that in-person line and experience is a little bit harder, but that's not to say it's not a great idea. I just think it's a little bit harder to scale. We've only been around for about a year, so it was easier to do it asynchronously at first.
Right, and then thank you for answering. And then also, secondly, as far as Autograph.io, do you guys see yourself eventually being kind of like a CGC PSA grading autographs authentication? You know, like if someone else were to get an autograph situation and they want to get it minted or authenticated into an NFT?
It's another great idea. Another great idea. It's not in the immediate roadmap, but I actually think it would be fun to let the community be the equivalent of the PSA, which is something I haven't actually shared publicly, but I had this idea of letting the community actually vote per partner on what signatures they really, really like and enjoy, which, I mean, based on the color, based on how clean the lines are, whatever it may be, I think that'd be a cool parallel. So it's not in the immediate, but I think that'd have to be the way to do it, right?
Awesome, thank you. And the next question will be for Matt. Mr. Mason, sir, a question for you as far as the comic experience has been great. I've been watching the whole entire experience from the outside looking in, and I've been loving it. As far as getting the content, as far as the community goes, as well as maybe getting some of your artists, because comics is obviously a classic way of storytelling. You know, movies would be another, but that's a little big ass and that's a big budget. So more so, do you guys ever see something? Have you guys ever seen like those automate video comics? You know, where there's still a voiceover, but it's a comic playing through, and then it's a voiceover background for the characters reading the lines of the comic. Has that ever crossed your guys' mind as far as creating that fan base experience, creating that comic, and then maybe getting an artist to do the artwork, and then maybe getting maybe some of the communities or even maybe some of famous voiceovers to play some of the characters in that, as far as creating that fan base experience?
No, there's so much I wish I could say right now that we're working on, but yeah, it's definitely crossed our minds. You know, obviously DC's got a lot of different ways that they've told stories on different platforms over the years that absolutely lend themselves to what we're doing. I'll sort of the only sort of filter I can really offer is like everything we think about with them is whatever it is that we're doing. Like they've got 83 years worth of history and stories and different things that we could make into NFTs. The question is always, how is this leveraging blockchain as a creative medium? How are we showcasing what Web3 is about? How are we doing something that shows fans who don't understand why Web3 is exciting, why it's exciting? Like, if it's not magic, if it's not something here that people can just sort of see. Dylan was saying earlier about how communities see each other now, right? We've a Web2. We could all follow our favorite this or our favorite that. And now you can see everybody and you know that they care as much as you do. And that's this community, that's every NFT community. So there's these, like, how do you do these things where, okay, it's a comic, it's a film, it's an animated comic. Okay, great, we can use it, got it, we got the rights are there. But how do you do it in a way that makes it more exciting and brings another dimension to it, Web3? So that's, you know, like that's the kind of stuff we try and think about with all this. But yeah, watch this space. There's something coming I think you'll be excited about.
Awesome, thank you for that. And then last part, sorry, I don't mean to hog the questions, but Matt Mason, as far as that Snapchat filter, that's where my picture comes from, by the way, is a freaking fun filter. I played with the kids. Are you able to share any of the analytics as far as how many times that filter was used or that filter was accessed during that time period? Is that something you're able to share?
Yeah, I can. It's public. It was public on the Snap Lens store, but the back Cowls filter, the one that you've got on in your profile pic, where anyone could go try it, that was number one in the Snap Lens store for like a month straight. You guys were in there. Everyone was in there. So like that was amazing to see. And I think, you know, thank you for reminding me. I don't think we've made enough noise about that. But these proof points are the things that, you know, we need to all share more, like in terms of, you know, growing Web3. Like these are the important things. Yeah, that was super popular. People were into it.
Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to step down. Catch y'all a little bit later. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Nos.
Thank you, Nas, for coming in here and making us just a little bit more bullish. OG Citrus Girl, welcome.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Great,
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Dylan and Matt, I have a question for both of you, and it's a very serious community discussion question, okay? Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
I think I'll let Matt go first.
Listen, I do. I'm all about it. I'll put anything on a pizza if it's... I don't care if it's good. The only thing I draw the line at pine nuts. Too many pizza places charge me $20 for pine nuts, I feel like. Other than that, I'm about it.
Wow. And Matt, you just gave me the self-confidence. I seek it out, but I do enjoy pineapple on my pizza from time to time. It's a big, and you are now welcomed in the autograph community. Someone, I think actually Tom Brady himself made a joke that I might, or someone asked me and then Tom reiterated it, and the next thing you know, I get blown up about liking pineapple on my pizza on a pretty much a bi-weekly basis. So welcome to the family, Matt. Feel free to grab a signature experience pass, order a Domino's with double pineapple, and you'll be right at home.
I'm going to do it. Thank you, man. I feel seen. Thank you.
It's epic, OG Citrus Girl. It's epic.
Thanks so much. I'm glad I got an answer, guys. Appreciate it.
It's not an every time thing. I'm backpedaling now. It's not an every time, but it's not, it's just fine. It happens from time to time.
Beautiful question. Hey, nothing but bangers. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a pleasure to be up here on stage with you, Dylan. I've been around the autograph family since obviously drop one, and then for the Bat Cowls, I've been a part of that community and been giving my Discord updates. So I just want to say thank you for letting me up on the stage first.
Hey, you're always welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So, honestly, I haven't gotten to speak to Dylan in a long time, and I wanted to actually ask a very practical question, and then somebody actually gave me a really good question that I want to ask that's pretty funny. So the first thing I want to ask is, with this being minted on the autograph platform, is it going to be one of those issues where we're going and connecting our wallet, and then we do have to be ready for gas fees as well? That is something that I want to ask, not only for myself, but for people that may be entering Web3 as well.
No, sir. Autograph will be taking care of those gas fees on Mint. So we'll be taking care of the gas fees. The plan is, I believe, we'll be taking care of the gas fees on the initial Mint. We're not charging users for sure to get the token out. And what's going to happen is it's actually a lazy mint, so it's minted off-chain, and then users will have the opportunity to keep it in their Web2 autograph account or transfer it into their Web3 non-custodial wallet as they please and as they wish. So I'm all but certain that we're incurring the gas fees from the start, and that's been the expectation that we set with the team as well.
Okay, that's tremendous, because I know it's one of those things where people that may have never minted before on OpenSea or some kind of like decentralized platform, those gas fees can be a little bit of a shocker. So thank you. That's tremendous. I love the steps that you guys have taken. I love the growth that you guys are continuing to do. The Bitcoin kind of sweepstakes / raffle is tremendous. But my fun question, okay, I want you to think, okay, this one, and I want answers from both of y'all if possible, okay? Let me know who would win a one-on-one sparring match, okay? It could be wrestling, it could be jiu-jitsu, but who would win? Prime Tom Brady or the Cape Crusader Batman?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, me too. I don't know, man. Come on. There's a movie there, though. We got to talk to Tom's people and Batman's people about making...
Are you talking about actual Batman?
I think you're talking about actual Batman. Right?
I pleaded the fifth for a reason. It's Batman. Come on.
Sorry, I gotta jump in here. Are you talking about like Robert Pattinson type of Batman, or which character?
You know what? I am a huge fan, and I know that this is not necessarily super popular, but I loved the new Batman. I talk about it in the Cowls Discord like all the time whenever I post. But yes, okay, so Robert Pattinson Batman versus Prime Tom Brady. I mean, I think it would be pretty good, okay? I'm just saying.
Prime Tom Brady is coming up next season. It's 45 years old. I mean, come on. I mean, that's a great question, man. I pleaded the fifth, and then I gave a hint, but we're in a good thing. It's a hypothetical. Maybe that can actually be our collab. There's a comic series of the two of them somehow getting into it.
Perfect. It's writing itself. Figured it right here.
Can we get Tom Brady a bat cowl? I think that would be something more important here.
We can probably get Tom Brady a bat cowl.
People will be excited about that. Yeah, let's just wait. After 9/8, we can talk about it. We'll take the next couple days, and then we'll move into Cal territory.
Thank you.
It's going to be a surprise, but just for this space, we're actually going to be. I might as well let you guys know. We're going to be hosting something with Tom tomorrow to celebrate the new drop on a space. So everyone, please feel free to jump in. It'll be hosted by Autograph. Details tomorrow. Keep it on the low key for now, though, but we'll be doing something super fun.
Hey, thank you again for letting me up. I appreciate you.
Of course.
Thank you for the alpha. And by the way, Prime Tom Brady is a beast. By the way, hey, welcome to the Space Headbanger.
Hey, lady, thank you for hosting the space, man. You know, you're on top of the game today. I didn't have to fuss at you for bringing me up. Appreciate you, my brother. Hey, Dylan, man, thank you for coming in, and Matt as well, and also the co-host. My question is for Matt. Hey, Matt, did you say the bat cows are the crown jewel?
What's up, headline? Yeah, the crown jewel. Absolutely.
Okay, did you just say with this Harley Quinn drop is going to be epic?
Harley Quinn drop is going to be epic.
So the bat cows are the crown jewel. So that means the Harley Quinn is going to be epic. That means it's going to be fire. It's going to be a fire drop, correct?
Sorry, what was that last bit? Headbang one more time? I couldn't hear it.
It's going to be an awesome drop. An amazing drop.
It's going to be an amazing drop, yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see it. I'm stoked over here. And last question, real quick. Will we be getting a digital and a physical comic book with being a back cow holder?
A lot more is going to be revealed about the nature of this comic book very, very shortly. It's all I can say.
I feel you, man. I feel you. It's such an interesting position. There's so much good stuff behind the scenes. I even had to let something out on this call, but it's that there's good builders building for you all.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
We can start a support group.
No pleading the fifth aloud, just saying.
So
that's all I had, man. I appreciate y'all. Thanks, Legacy.
Appreciate.
And I'm sorry, guys. I got to jump to my next thing in a couple of minutes, sadly. But I'm happy to come back anytime. So if there's any closing questions for me, I would trust me. There's nowhere I'd rather be than here. I just got an obligation in a couple minutes.
No problem, Dylan. Hey, man, it is an honor to have you in the space, man. Like I say, I'm an autograph man myself. Been there since last year. Quite a ride, and appreciate the time and coming through and just chopping it up with us, man. This is Web3, and we're all trying to build and just create community. So it's a blessing to have you guys in the space tonight.
No, seriously, thank you all. Both Matt, to you, Legacy, to all the hosts, to the entire Cal community, to all of the autograph community that's in the crowd today. I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. None of us would be here without the support of this community altogether. So, yeah, really, that's all I got to say. Thank you so much. You guys know what we're doing this week. It should be exciting, and would love to have you guys included and involved. This is the first of many great things I hope we can do together.
Thanks again, Dylan. And hey, I just got a real quick last question. Will my bat cow go into my trophy room on Cyber?
if it's supported on, is it EVM compatible?
It's EVM compatible. You can bridge it.
It should work. It should work then. I don't want to be wrong, but before you make it move to get a cyber room for your cow, but I think it should.
Oh no, I have a cyber room. You guys dropped me one. I got to.
Then put the cow. Then check it out and let us know.
We lit. Somebody play that anthem. One last thing, Dylan. Play it, Legacy.
Please.
Hey, I actually don't have it. If anybody actually has it, I don't have my PC set up for the anthem.
Oh, Snapman's got it. Crypto, Headbanger, Meat Angel.
I can sing it.
Wait a minute. Your Steph's got it. Hold on.
I'm ready.
She's coming up.
Be prepared, man. This is quite a banger, Dylan.
And I know we got NFL champ there as well.
All right, she's connected.
Let's go.
Of course, now when we're on the spot, it don't want to load. I'm trying to get it right now.
Web 3.
We're so early, guys. We're so early.
This is what we'll have integrated into our PFP, so we can just click a button.
Hey, yo, Matt Mason, you got time for a really quick question while she's loading that up?
Yeah, man, sure thing. How's it going, Judah?
Oh, doing good, man. Good to see everybody here. I appreciate everybody in the back, Cow fam. Real quick question on the traits, man. Are they just for rank, or is there something special coming with the traits?
That's a good question. Look, the great thing about NFTs is you can always go back and decide, right? The traits are there, and that's the foundation. So if you want to then add something later, or if you want to plan something based on certain traits, you can go and do that. So that's all I can say on that without giving away too much about what we're doing or too much about what we might do in future. But we built Cowls as a foundation to build a lot of other experiences on based on how that metadata works.
I understand. Thank you. That kind of explains my next question about being on the Unreal engine. Thanks, man. I appreciate everybody so much.
Thank you.
Hey, yo, Steph, are we ready?
No, I don't got it, but Janie got it.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say, because I know Dylan is on a time crunch. He's got to run. If we can play it real quick, if not, then we've got to let Dylan take off.
Yeah, no worries. Actually, Nas just sent it to me, so I got it. So Dylan, I'll fast forward a little bit, but
go for it. No, I got a second. Go for it.
All right, cool. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
One wonderful world of brought to you by Cowls. Yes. Get your face. In collaboration with that Cowls.
This is amazing.
Got them heights, they got them nights. It's time to get it, got them right. Bad signal, you can see, got them lights. It's not a flight, it's a flight. Debating my existence, I am darkness, I am vengeance. Corruption in my city, plus the grind needs my attention. From the but they question my intentions, but I'm sticking to the mission. I don't care if it gets mission.
So I just want to be respectful of your time. So that's the slow exit for you, Dylan. Hope you enjoyed that.
No, that is absolutely awesome, and I did enjoy it. And I'll come back and hang anytime, any autograph space. All of you are welcome. Let's be those people that are here earlier, make the space what it can be. So thank you all so much for the time, for welcoming me in. Thank you to Autograph Nation for tuning in and listening. Looking forward to the start of an awesome relationship. So have a great night. I will see you all soon, and let's go.
Thank you, Dylan. Good luck with the job. Appreciate you, sir.
And thank you, man.
So,
Hey, how's it going, guys?
hey, Matt, get ready for the onslaught. As you know, it's coming.
I'm only asking questions about Tom Brady.
No, and Harley Quinn, Matt, don't lie.
Okay, let me.
Hey, Matt. First question: who you got winning the Super Bowl this year?
Real quick, girl. Let's pay respect to Hop Skip has been waiting, and then we'll go to Florida Joe.
First of all, thanks for this space, Legacy. It's been really cool listening in. Matt, my question was for you. First of all, like the last utility drop is really mad, such a fat stack, and it's Christmas again, another 52 days, and another 52 days. As a Batman fan, it's really been amazing. My question was around, the marketplace. I know you guys have made some, great improvements to the marketplace, and the market's on fire, like there's a new record sale every couple days now. I was wondering if you guys had a plan to release a API for the NFT universe marketplace. I know you have an API for transactions on the blockchain and stuff with Palm, but not with like market listings and stuff like that, because there's a lot of us who live on the market now pretty much sometimes and try to sort through stuff, and I would love to do some analytics and make a tool for the community, So I was wondering if there was a plan of having a public API for the marketplace data, like the listings, etc.
Yeah, that's a great thought. It's something we've talked about. It's not something I can't give you a date on when that's happening. Probably not this year, or probably not in the next 6 months, I would say. I love that. There's so much we've got to build in the next sort of 6 months to sort of grow to a wider audience. I love the idea of actually surfacing that API. It's the tension with our what we're going to build is always how many people are going to use this. Like, what's the trade-off? If we build that now, what don't we build now? And man, I got to tell you, there's just so much that we're working on that we've been, as you guys know, completely tight-lipped about. But behind the scenes, there's just so much happening right now that when you see it, that's what they were doing.
I really appreciate that answer, and shout out to Bot Cowl, who's fulfilling some of those needs for now. Really, really vital part in the whole process. So shout out Bot Cowl.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
NFL champion.
Yo, what up, Legacy? Thank you for hosting this space, bro. It's Dave. What's going on, my man? Everything good?
Oh, yeah, that's my guy, Dave, man. Everything is good. How we doing, man? Hey,
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Yo, Angel was good. MP, Ellis, Matt, Janie, what's up? I miss you. Everybody, I love this back out crew. Y'all know you guys always welcome me in here with open arms. Even though I am a back cowl holder, y'all have been the best, so I appreciate you. Mr. Matt Mason, first off, thank you for following me today. It is a pleasure to meet you. I come with a very big ask because I think that there's been a lot, obviously, things happen for a reason, in these communities, right? And, I think the Bat Cowls is something that was spawned out of, or rather that came at the perfect time when we were kind of getting bored on the veve side, and it was the perfect project to come along. And I've been a huge advocate for you guys
as everybody else has been here. And I think we still have a bigger opportunity ahead of us to be able to bridge the gap back. Everybody's one big family in a way. So I would love to have you on Queen's Court in front of the veve fam. I don't know if you've done, obviously these are veve fam, everybody here too, but everybody kind of in the same room, I think would be super, super impactful and powerful, because I promise you, there's still certain people that don't even know what the back cowls do, right? What's the purpose of having a back, because I hear it in spaces, and it's not any fault of their own, but I think they deserve a chance to kind of hear it from the man himself. So if you, we would really, really love to have you to kind of just start bridging this gap and us start putting all this stuff behind us and just together. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. I'm ready. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, it's like we're talking about with Dylan earlier. Like, it's so early. Anyone growing the space is helping everybody else trying to make it in the space. That's true of veve. That's true of Autograph. That's true of Palm NFT Studio. That's true of everybody building here. So yeah, I've always had nothing but love for the veve community, nothing but respect for the people that built the veve platform. It's such an awesome, it's so user friendly, it's such a good experience. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Fuck yeah, that's it, Matt Mason. That's the energy I'm on right now. Let's fucking go. I appreciate it, guys. Yes.
Appreciate you.
Hey, we'll be there for that, Dave. Shout out NFT Queen. Shout out NFT Queen. We'll be there. I believe it was Cosmo.
Hey, Matt. Big shout out to you. Thanks for coming. Always a pleasure to have you. I'm going to ask you a question that maybe you can't answer, but if you can, greatly appreciate it. When you say the drop, is that going to be an airdrop or a minted drop?
It's going to be a minted drop.
Awesome. And the decision...
Oh, wait a second.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Your question was, the Harley drop, is it going to be an airdrop or a minted drop?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The answer to your question is actually yes.
What?
Yes, it's an airdrop?
Yes, it's an airdrop. And yes, it's a minted drop.
What does that mean?
Okay.
I can't.
I got you. No.
What does that mean?
That helps a lot. Much appreciated. And we are still waiting.
Wait. I got to make one more thing clear. Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go.
If you have a cow, the answer is yes. If you don't have a cow, the answer is it's a minted drop.
Oh, okay.
Because you'll pick it up in the aftermarket.
No.
Sorry. Okay, back at me. I guess
there's some alpha in there to figure out, but I can't really go too deep.
I got it. And we still don't know whether it's going to be one per call or one per account.
What up, Tron? What up, everybody? Better get you a
We haven't announced that yet, but I'm working really hard on that because I know everybody wants to know. Look, it's like Dylan was saying, when you're building these massive NFT projects with really, really massive, amazing companies and IPs, sometimes there's a lot of layers of things you've got to do to get information out. It's just the nature of how it works. Sometimes I really want to tell you guys things, and I can't quite do it until all the ducks are in a row. But that's my biggest priority this week, is getting those ducks in a row for you all.
Great, much appreciated. And it's our job to always put the trip wires and hope you get caught on one.
Got to do it. Got to do it.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Matt. Greatly appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Florida Joe.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening. Leg, Meet Angel, thanks for having the space. Matt, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you for that.
Joe.
My question is there any way you can fill us in with a little bit of the Broadside project?
Yeah, happy to. So look, Broadside is a side project for me. It's something I'm advising on. I've been an advisor to startups and NFT projects for many years, but Broadside's a really special thing for me because the artists behind it, Charlie Stratford Rex and Vector Meldrew, these are people I grew up with in the pirate radio scene in London. We all helped start a magazine in the UK together called Rewind, which became the biggest music magazine in the UK. It was the first place to write about dubstep and a lot of other things that came out of pirate radio like 20 years ago. So this one's personal for me. It's not a music project. The project is very focused on the future of decentralization and Web3. Not even Web3, but like it's set in 2037. And it's like, what does this shit all look like at scale? Like right now we're building the plumbing, right? It's like Web3 and it's these blockchains and all these layers and then all these other technologies we have out there, from hyper efficient renewable energy to really, really amazing like 3D printing and all this stuff. If you mash all that together, what does it look like at scale? And what it looks like is all of the problems of the internet in the real world. And they've come up with this just amazing story around this group of anonymous heroes who are grappling with these problems at scale. And the way it plays out is like an action movie that was designed for NFTs. It's fucking mind blowing. I've been really excited to be involved in this project. I think one of the things that I love about it is it's exactly the opposite of the kind of things we do at Palm, which I love, which are massive scale. Let's take, the biggest superhero in the world, or someone like Damien Hirst, the biggest fine artist in the world. Let's go and work with the biggest things in the world and do them at the biggest scale and do them for everyone. And Broadside is, let's do the most fucked up, crazy Web3 thing possible. It's like, it's sort of the opposite. So for me, it's like, like a change is as good as a rest. It's like, let me go do this side project because this is going to keep me sharp. I need to be working on things where none of the constraints you have with something like a Cowls project, like none of them are there. It's like, let's go and do the most difficult thing to do with the craziest set of IP rights and CC0 licensing and full commercial right. Let's make it crazy because I need to understand what that looks like too. If I'm going to stay good at my job, you got to keep battling in the streets, and Broadside's that for me. So I feel really lucky to be working with Vector and Charlie on that, and they're just good friends. And it's just, it's one of them passion projects. But yeah, a lot more coming on that soon. It's just that one's crazy.
Awesome. Really looking forward to that. Appreciate you on that one. And a quick question here. Would we be able to have will we be experiencing any of this project, this 2-year roadmap, in any VR?
That's a really good question. Look, 2 years is a long time. We haven't got to, or like, there's so much on the roadmap. There's this, I think I talked about this before, when we were launching the project. We've got this, like, I don't even know how long it is. It's like 20 pages long document of all the things us and DC just put our heads together. Like, what are all the things that we want to do that we can imagine now? And these are them. And I think a page of that made it onto the 2-year roadmap. And a lot of the things we had to take out, because it was like our lawyers were like, no, like, we can't even talk about that yet. There's no guarantee we can even do that. Like, sure, like, keep it in your back pocket, but like, don't put it on the roadmap now. Don't put that on the drop side. So we didn't. But yeah, look, the thing we did say publicly is these Cowls are designed to be metaverse ready. Like, there was a reason that we went and worked with Daz 3D on these Cowls. If you know about Daz 3D, the team at Taffy, they designed Clone X. They run one of the biggest 3D marketplaces in the world for 3D assets. They've been around 20 years. like they are the best people in the business. If you're trying to design a social object connected to the blockchain that you really, really want to be around for a long time, and that you want to work in every possible conceivable place where you might want to wear that cowl, and that's why we went and worked with them. They're just that we built with them so that these cows, these are like Technics 1210s or AK-47s. Like, these just fucking work, and they're gonna work for a long time.
Message.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I remember you guys were saying it's metaverse ready, but I just wanted to know if we were going to be experiencing it within this 2-year program, right? The roadmap. But I don't want to take up any more of you guys' time. I appreciate all you guys. Legacy, you guys keep up the space. Matt, appreciate you. You know how much we do. Thank you for all your hard work. Guys, have a great one, man. I'm going to step down.
Thanks, Joe, as always, man. Pleasure. Next we had, I believe it was Ellis. No, let's go No Shield Bill. Sorry, Ellis. No Shield Bill hasn't been on stage. Let's go No Shield Bill first. Bill, can we get you?
Yeah, Legacy, you threw me off because Ellis was before me, okay? I wasn't ready.
Yeah, I know. Ellis has been on stage. I wanted to give you a chance to speak.
I know that guy. He's always up here engagement farming and all that. No, just joking, Ellis. I love you. So I had just one question for Matt.
What's up?
What's up, Matt? How you been?
I'm good, man. Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear yours always, you know. You're one of my favorite guys in Web3, you know, just slightly behind Legacy. So you're getting up there.
Everyone's behind Legacy, man.
Well, keep the good work up and you'll get up there. So, you know, regarding that Harley Quinn airdrop mint thing, you know, as a degen, I would love like a 48-hour whitelist, you know, one per cowl type of mix. I just love hitting that mint button. That's just a suggestion that just came up from previous conversations you just had. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you can feel me on that. But my question was regarding DC. I've been curious to know, like, you're working with them. You're like huge Web3 guy. Are they like full on, let's do this Web3 thing? Or are they like still like Web 2.5-ish? Or, you know, where would you say they are on the scale? Are they like, you know, let's do it. If we can do it, let's do it. If Warner Brothers says yes, we're all in. Or are they like still a little, you know, hesitant? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, listen, I've got so much respect for the way that everybody at Warner Brothers is approaching Web3. And look, we work with and talk with, too much, all of the studios. We've at least had conversations with, and are pretty deep with them, and understanding of like where's everybody at in terms of Web3. And I don't think I'm saying anything that's not public information, but Josh Hackbarth's job title is head of NFT commercial development at Warner Brothers. And to my knowledge, there's no other VP or SVP level or above executive at any other studio with the letters NF and T in their title. That means a lot, right? And Josh has a team, and there's another team at DC that's all about NFTs that works closely, very, very closely with Josh. Amazing teams that we've been working with for a really long time. Look, they're pushing the envelope, and the thing you got to understand with the studio, like, studios are hard work. Like, it's so hard to move anything across the line. I used to run an innovation lab at Sony Pictures, so I'm not saying this about Warner Brothers. I'm saying this about studios, and we've worked with all of them for a while. Look, it's a big organization. that it can be very difficult to do the type of things that they do, and it can be very difficult not just for a studio but any big company to innovate and be scrappy like a startup. And everybody in Web3 is a startup. So the fact that they're doing what they're doing at the level they're doing it at, I mean, and I'm not just saying this to sort of toot Palm's horn or DC's horn, but I don't think I've seen a project at the scale of Cowls from another studio in terms of the roadmap and all of the stuff that we try to do. And that's not to knock anyone. I want to see those projects. I've seen some amazing projects. I think, obviously veve's doing some amazing stuff. Rico's doing some amazing stuff with different studios. People are doing it, but Warner Brothers, I really do think they're way out front on this, and they should be, they should be really proud of where they're at.
Great answer, sir. More than I could ever ask for. You always deliver.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You guys all have a great night. Legacy, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, as always, Bills, glad to be in the space, man. Appreciate you as always. It's on you, Ellis.
Oh, okay. All right. My heart was a little bit broken a little moment ago. By no shows. It's okay though.
I still got my WWE, Hell in the Cells because of you,
Okay. Hey, and you got your candy ones also, right?
Oh yeah, Old Navy. Yeah, to the moon.
There you go. Okay, so check this out.
Old Navy logo T-shirt trait, so I'm good. Retiring on that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, Matt, I got a question for you, and it's kind of not serious at all. Not by the most. What are we gonna do about Legacy? Because Legacy is abusing his authority here. Now, when I say this, recently I've been working pretty late nights. I'm even working right now, and I'm trying to stay caught up with everything. And I'm sitting here thinking, hey, what's going on? What did I miss? He told me I missed the Harley Quinn. Now, what are we going to do about this potential misinformation being spread around by a person like Legacy and his stature? Is something you can do, Matt?
This sounds like a job for the Securities and Exchange Commission, if you ask me.
Okay, because this I had to tweet you. I had to tweet you to get this clarified.
I saw it. I had to take time out of my day, set the record straight. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I appreciate Legacy. I use his discount code, Legacy, on the marketplace to make sure he gets his 85% cut. And I make sure he gets his stuff. And I just felt this was abuse. But in all seriousness, I guess this is probably the first time I've ever had I actually want to mention a suggestion. And I typically don't because I'm like, you guys have a million things on your plate. But there is you guys are doing so much when it comes to events. And me, I got no problem hopping onto a plane or a train and going somewhere and doing it. But not everyone has that luxury to do so. And I know we have the virtual tour coming up with the Bats history stuff. Is there a possibility of running an event similar to what happened in New York, without alcohol, of course, because it's virtual, but just to have a situation where you can bring everyone together virtually? Again, unless you want to deliver alcohol to my house, I will give you my address now, and I'll take a Legacy's cut. But is there a way? Is there a possibility of doing a virtual kind of get together just for the cow holders, so it can be a little more inclusionary for those who just can't make it to these other events or opportunities?
Yeah, I love that idea. Look, it's possible. That's all I can say for now. But I love that idea. Look, there's so many. There's so many ways to think about going and doing that. I've been loving the Night Watch Patrol on Snapchat. I see people getting together and like making this happen for themselves. I'm sorry, every time my phone rings, I see that. It's always at a time like I really cannot join it. But I'm like, one of these days I'm going to join. But yeah, look, I love that idea. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess the last bit is spatial. I think XR and Ready Player Me are two because as you were talking earlier about like what utility for using these Cowls on a regular basis and also having an environment where people can use them and see them. To me, a combination of those may be a solution for you and your team to make that kind of virtual event possible using spatial and then using Ready Player Me to get those avatars to have those Cowls.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I think spatial has or is I know it's on their roadmap to integrate Palm, which is the first thing to do. And then the Ready Player Me guys, like Timo and those guys, they're smashing it. Those are teams that we know both of them. It's all possible. You know, there's so many good places now where you could go and do this, right? Like Voxels, Decentraland. There's just all kinds of fun you can go and have there. So yeah, we're keen to make that happen too.
Awesome, thank you so much. And again, I will, if you can, send a tweet or a text out to whoever the authorities about Legacy and his actions.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna do the best we can to try to get to as many questions for Matt as we can. Remember, we don't have Matt all night. So let's go to the next one. Without further ado, Stretch.
Grand evening, Palm fam, Legacy, Matt. How's everyone doing?
What's up, Stretch? Good to hear you, mate.
Likewise to you too, sir. So I've been taking in questions. Cosmo, very intelligent. Ellis asking good questions. And with the answer that you provided, Cosmo, about it being a mini drop for those who don't have Cowls, but it being a longer drop for those who do, and with your partnership with Snap, is it possible that we could see a situation where the Snap lens and Harley Quinn season 4 have a relationship that after the episodes there becomes something localized to us all through our Snap lens that our Cowls access, that is how we participate in those drops further?
No. That's really cool. I love that, but I'm just going to tell you, no, that's too complicated. We haven't done that. I love that though. That's a great idea. Like that's where we want to go, right? Like that's where it needs to get to, is absolutely just integrated across every platform. Boom. Here's what I'll say. I'm just going to say again. I'm going to repeat what I said. I said with Harley Quinn, if you have a cow, the answer to the question, is this something I can mint or is this an airdrop? The answer is yes. It's not either or, it's both. If you don't have a cow, you can mint a Harley Quinn drop, but you won't get anything airdropped. That's it. That's all I can say.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Okay. Message.
And let's keep it moving. Adriel.
Hey, Matt. Thanks so much for coming out here with us. I had a question for you. Good. I have a question for you. If you can answer it, is the Harley Quinn a one-of-one, kind of like the backhouse where they're like, randomly generated, or is it more like the fandoms where in categories of like common, uncommon, legendary, or so on? Can you answer that?
I can. I don't think I should. I think it's going to be better if that's a surprise. I think you should see that for yourself.
Come on.
Okay. I like that answer.
Trust me, I'm thinking of you here. I'm trying to make this the best possible experience for you.
I appreciate it. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Okay. And other question is, do you see us getting a Batsuit and a Batmobile NFT to correspond with our Batcals?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I like that. I'll just say again, we designed them to be metaverse ready.
Let's go.
Love it. Okay, and one last question. Actually, someone from the crowd actually asked me to ask you this question: if the Harley Quinn would be something that could be burned in the bad computer, kind of like the fandoms, the way that you would use the fandoms to burn them to get something else. Would the Harley Quinn be able to work with the bad computer or no?
Good question. Look, I've said this before. I saw people retweeting this today, but I will say this again. The way Overdrive is going to work, like, think about, you need to approach Overdrive the way a 4-year-old would approach a computer, and that is, let me see if this peanut butter sandwich works in here. It doesn't matter if you do so. It's not just going to be for discs. It's going to work with other things too.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Matt. I appreciate it. Those are all my questions.
Appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Ooh. Ooh. Ali.
Hello. Yeah, we hear you. Yes, Legacy. I appreciate you having me up, man. Thanks, man. Man, it's not much of a serious question. It's just like a straightforward question. It's just, I don't know if you've answered this before, but is there any reason why we can't see the views or likes on Palm NFT on the NFTs, or is it something that you can bring forward to the marketplace?
Wait, views or likes on the NFTs themselves?
Yeah. You know, like when you go on like OpenSea, you can see the views and the likes. You know, it's just obviously it's just something that, you know, I don't know if you like. As a community, we can show our love. You know, on all the back Cowls, when people come in, they'll see that, you know, there's a certain amount of people that as it grows, it just looks good, in my opinion. But is there a reason why it's not there?
There is a reason why it's there. The reason why it's not there is we launched the Backhouse Marketplace in April. And I can't remember what year it was that OpenSea launched, but they've had a lot longer to develop things. So we've got a full sort of stack of things we want to do to make the experience better in terms of trace sorting and social features and mechanics. And then we've got all the things that we want to do that don't make sense on OpenSea. And those are the things, honestly, we're more focused on. So things like Overdrive or game mechanics or experiences that actually deepen the storytelling. Let me drop. This is, I guess, a little bit. It's not really alpha. It's not like hard information, but I think this is a good perspective to share in terms of how we think about the DC platform. So we've said this before publicly. You guys all know this. Everybody's waiting for this, but there will come a time where you can take your Cowls out of the DC marketplace and move them to other marketplaces. The Palm network is fully EVM compatible. The Ethereum merge is happening, right? ETH2 is coming. Dan, our CEO, was leading the largest team working on Ethereum 2. Like, NFTs are designed to move. We don't want them to be stuck on the DC platform forever. We don't. DC doesn't. Nobody wants that. We've got some exciting announcements coming on that in the near future. So what is the point of the DC platform? Like, why would you be there? Why would you want your NFTs there at all? Like, that's a question we thought about. If the floor prices are going to be highest on marketplaces with the most amount of utility and the most amount of users, those marketplaces are never going to be the marketplaces that are just for that one project. Even with a fandom the size of DC, right? It's not going to compete with OpenSea. It's not going to compete with Coinbase NFT. It's not going to compete with the people with hundreds of millions of users who are just coming for NFTs or crypto in the case of Coinbase. So what's the platform for? And the answer that the thing that we think about with the DC platform is this is for experiences. This is not, maybe you can buy and sell an NFT here, you can, but that's not the point. the point is, this is where the mechanics are. This is where the experience is. This is where all of the things that make this NFT really unique and awesome happen. That's what we need to do here first and foremost. Anything else, OpenSea can do better, or another marketplace can do better. Let's just prioritize pushing the transfer of the NFT over there, because then we don't have to build that. And that's the Web3 thing, right? It's like, how do we all build together as fast as possible? When do we rely on someone else? And when do we build it ourselves? And if you can rely on someone else, do not build it yourself, because we've all got too much to build, and we've got so many things that we want to focus on and build specifically for DC fans, for cow holders, for this amazing universe we're creating. So, as much as we don't have to focus on the nuts and bolts of an NFT marketplace, and I know, look, we have to do that, right? The experience has got to be on par, and it's got to be what everyone's used to. So there is stuff we have to build and we have built, but going forward, it's like, how do we push the envelope further? Like, how do we build something that's more than an NFT marketplace, and is a place where you can do things through NFTs. That means, I may not sell my NFT here, or I may not buy my NFT here, but I'm definitely bringing my NFT here, because it does stuff here which is really, really awesome. That's how we're thinking about the platform.
A lot of great points in there, Matt, as always. I hope that answered your question, Ali.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Matt. And I love everything that you're doing, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good to hear from you.
I'm going to go to Nicholas.
Oh, thank you. Hey, y'all. So I previously redeemed one of the Batman posters from attending the movie, and that is the only, I suppose, interaction I've had with, the DC Universe NFTs, and just from knowing people part of the community and so on, because I know quite a few from Autograph who have bat cows. Is there, for someone potentially interested and who's newer to this marketplace, is there any potential, I'm sure it's been talked about before, but for cow holders to ever get a physical copy of their bat cow?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, Nicholas, thank you. Good to have you here. Once again, love everything you guys are doing at Autograph. But yeah, that's come up. That's definitely come up. That's something that we've talked about at length with the team at DC and various ways we could do it. And that stretches from, do you do something that's sort of quite easy to produce and we can make an accessible price point, all the way through to, no, fuck it, let's really do Carrera marble and gold back cows. And just, if you want it, it's there. It's $8,000, but it's there. We've had all of these conversations, and we got to get to that at some point, right? We've got to do something, because it's too much fun. We got to do it. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. But
man, it's so cool seeing all the different PFPs, because they are unique one out of ones. Just as a collector, I have Batman figures and other DC created comics and stuff that I have on display. It would just be really cool to be able to have a Batcowl on display. I did want to make a quick autograph announcement too. I'll be quick with it.
Perfect, man.
Dylan and Tom Brady will be on his. Tom Brady himself will be on a space tomorrow. So we're potentially fielding questions. If anyone joins our Discord, you can submit a question to potentially be asked during that Twitter space tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I encourage y'all to join the Autograph Discord. And I really appreciate this space tonight. It's been great listening. I'm going to drop down to listener and continue listening. But I'm just keep refreshing the marketplace here on the DC Universe, waiting for one more to my liking to appear around floor. So I'm happy to be part of y'all's community, and I'm looking forward to the future. As you know, it's really cool what can happen when communities come together. So I just hopped in y'all's Discord as well. So come see what autographs about too. All right, y'all. Cheers.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, it was super great to talk to Dylan tonight, and I love it. I feel like I don't get the opportunity enough in Web3 to talk to people that doing other things, and yeah, it's awesome. Love what you guys are doing.
I'll be over there too as well, Nicholas. Well said, man. I'm an autograph family too, so we'd be welcome to have you. Happy to welcome you to
Yeah.
the background family. Mouthful.
I'm Santa. I'm Santa in the Discord, so just come say what's up. I just say what's up in the back house. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Crypto AJ.
Hey, Matt. Quick question. Fun question.
What's up, AJ? How you doing?
How you been? I know you've been busy. I already know that. I see that. And putting yourself in our shoes, because I know, I'm pretty sure nobody expected everything that we've been blessed with. We've been blessed with so much, you know. Where would you say we would be at as far as solving the clues? Would you say we would be where you got us? Like, okay, we got y'all where we want you? Or are we a little bit behind? Or where do you see that? If you can answer that question.
Yeah. The answer's easy. As long as Caitlin Burns works for Palm NFT Studio, you guys are always going to be way behind. And so is everyone else at Palm NFT Studio. Because she's that good and she's that relentless. And it's exhausting just watching her work. So yeah, good luck trying to keep up with her.
I love it. Hey, I'm telling you, the answers, they never get dull. You the man. I don't know how you do it, and you sit here and answer all these questions, but I can't thank you enough.
Mate, it's my pleasure. You guys, this is the highlight of my job. Like, just hanging with you guys. This is such a sick community, and every time we hang, it motivates the whole team at Palm to just work harder.
Let's go. Great question, AJ. Great question. Hey, you know how we do, man. Hey, subtle, but you know how we do. Beyond.
Matt Mason. We meet at last.
We meet at last, sir. How you been?
Good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good. 7 out of 10. Can't complain.
There you go. I like that number. Hey, so check it out. I'm going to fire a couple ones at you. First of all, where do you see Chapter 2 going for Batman: The Legacy, Kyle? How do you see that looking out for us? What can you reveal without going too far beyond the line?
I mean, all I can really say for now is I think it's going to be the follow-up to Chapter 1, and it's really going to set the table for Chapter 3.
Ooh, Chapter 3. I like it, sir. I like it. Thank you. Hey, check it out. So those honorary cowls that DC received and Palm and everything like that, any plans at all to make them maybe accessible to bat cowl holders only, but maybe in the sense like a test filter or something like that?
You mean like honorees, the couple? We made a handful of honorees. You mean those ones, like the sort of 10 honoraries we made?
Yeah. Like for me specifically, because I'm a fan of the 1960s, like the one that said, I think, boom or pow on the side like that. Yeah, the one that Jim Lee got, Palm got one. I think Daz got one, maybe Legacy. I'm not sure who else.
Yeah, Legacy got one. DC got one. Daz got one. We did a few that just nobody's ever seen, and I don't even want to say because I don't want to blow up anybody. who didn't like. Honoraries are a funny thing, but yeah, there's definitely some good ones that I'd love to show the world at some point, where you guys would be like, wait, what? They have an honorary? But yeah, it's definitely a delicate dance with honoraries sometimes.
For sure. I had a couple more questions, but I pulled a BCG moment and I lost the trail of my thought just getting stuck up in all this alpha, man. Thank you, Matt Mason. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Meet Angel.
Hey, Matt. I'm the cowl you have is growing on me, man. You should put it on the floor. But the question that I have is coming from one of the guys down there, NFT Thinker. His question is this. Is Palm NFT working on a rarity tool for rating the cows according to materials and, the eye, the jaws, and all that stuff? That's the first question. Go ahead.
Not right now. We're working on something else.
Okay, the second is NFT Tinker is working on one right now. I think he's free to do that, correct?
Yeah, listen. If you can put that together from the data that's out there and build something, I'm not going to stop you. I think it's a good idea. We've definitely seen people building things around the marketplace. Bot cows and other things where it's like, yeah, this is super useful. Like, we didn't build this, and if we took it to DC's lawyers and said, hey, what do you think about this? They might feel a way about it or something, but I don't think so. I think people are just we're really grateful to see all the stuff the community is doing around bat cows. It doesn't. We go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go. I talk too much. Go.
No. Actually, just because I don't want to lose this one, and I've been talking to Glitch, the guy that made that song that you guys like a lot, and I told Glitch, next time Matt is around, I'm gonna ask Matt if maybe he can move, his influences around Palm NFT and DC that might be able to grant Glitch the rights on that song right there, because he uses the word bad cows. And I know that he doesn't want to get in trouble because it's IP, there's copyright and things like that. But I don't know, you can maybe move, your influences around so maybe he can have the right to that song. But go ahead.
Listen, I love that song. I think I don't know if there'd be an issue with saying the word back cows. Like, definitely you'd want to try and get the cosign from DC. I think the big issue with the song, honestly, like taking my I love that song and I'm a huge fan hat off and putting my IP lawyer hat on is it's got samples in it from the film. That would be the hard thing to clear. And that would be the thing that I think DC or Warner Brothers would say, you know what, this is going to be tough because we've got to go and ask 100 people about this. That would be the hard bit. But the song itself, no, I love it. I saw the video from the Broadside rave last week where they dropped it and got like 2 reloads, and it was just like, this is amazing. Like seeing people actually play it in metaverse parties and things. I think that's just like, I'm a fan. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep pushing that. And if I can see any type of moment anywhere along the journey where DC needs some music, that's going to always be suggestion number 1. Because if we can get it in something, yeah, let's get it in there. Let's get it cleared. It's a great idea.
Thank you, Matt. Go ahead, Legacy. Keep rolling with the Iron Fist.
Hey, shout out Glitch, man, for the hard work with the music, man. It is amazing. Shout out to Glitch, man.
Amazing.
Roberto.
Yo, hey, did Glitch just get signed with Warner Brothers? Is that what I just heard?
Nah. Well, Warner Brothers. Hey, look, we work with Universal Music Group too. Maybe we can get him signed. Let's see.
Let's go. That's awesome. Hey, just to tie it in, I see like the opposite sides of the spectrum with Broadside and with the Bad Cows, and I'm loving it. Like, honestly, that video that Broadside put out with the the meditation video, that was amazing. It was next level. And like you said, completely opposite end of the spectrum. And you being sort of the middle piece in both worlds, I was going to ask you, is it possible that you can sort of broker, I don't want to say special access, but some sort of hookup between Broadside and Bad Cowls holders who want to explore that other side of NFTs?
Listen, I don't care if you got a cowl or not. If you're in the space and you can hear me, DM me your wallet, your MetaMask wallet. I'll put it on the allow list. I'll just give it to Vector.
Fucking go.
You guys, come on, man. It's you guys. Like Vector, I told him, I was like, listen, these guys are crazy. Because he, like, Vector, like Charlie's Charlie's like not really an NFT, he's a writer. Like, he's in his own world, and that's the value. You're going to see the story that he wrote and how that comes out. But Vector auctions shit at Bonhams. He sells on Maker's Place, on Super Rare, on Nifty Gateway. Like, he's like a big crypto artist, and I've known him since he was like, we built one of the biggest websites in the UK. He was 16 years old when I met him. I was 23. I was editing Rewind. Charlie's working there. Vector comes in. He's 16. He's been fired from his, which was working at a dog racing track in London, and he'd been fired for stealing peanuts and setting fire to a trash bin. And he comes into our office, and our office is tiny at Rewind. It's 4 of us at the time in the back of a record shop. He's like, listen, I can build you guys a sick website. And we're like, who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck? What was your last job? Oh, I just got fired. I set fire to a bin. What? No, you're not building our website. Get out of our office. And he wouldn't stop. And by the time he was 17, that website was one of the biggest websites in the UK. I was like, this guy's a fucking nut. He's amazing. And so, like, he got into NFTs. He got me into NFTs in 2020. He was the one that really. I've been in decentralized tech for a long time, and he was like, how are you not on this thing? And he really, really was the first person to really get me deep into NFTs and some of the early projects like Hashmas. But now, and so, like, he's deep. And when I told him about, when I said, all right, look, let me jump in with you and help with Broadside because I love it. I said, look, I think these guys, these cows, this team that we've been working with, this community, I think they're going to like this. And listen, you better bury everything you don't want anyone to find because they're going to find it. You haven't seen a community as engaged and as amazing as this community. And he's just been like, what the fuck? These guys are amazing. So, like, seeing all the love you guys are giving Broadside and seeing Charlie and Vector react to that has been that's been a blessing for me, man, to see like the enthusiasm going to that project too. So thank you, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Like, when more info comes out about that, there's some groundbreaking stuff in there.
That's amazing. Thanks, dude. And honestly, Matt, you're the guy who got me into NFTs. I mean, I knew about them, and I passed on a bunch, from punks to, I mean, you name it, apes. I passed on it because I didn't see any sort of, value there. There was nothing there but a PFP and a status symbol. But the project that you guys made, made it so that it was not scary, and B, it made it so much more, right? And I see your vision for the future, right? Like, this is a way to drive engagement, create loyalty, create community. I absolutely love what you guys are doing.
No, thank
you. That you mentioned the community finding the clues. I'm just gonna provide you with some feedback from some of the guys that have been working on this really hard. We feel like there might be a need for more quality control on the clues, because some of them are a little off. And I think if you go back and retrace it and actually back test it, you'll find like, oh yeah, there was a few mistakes here, and it's like, somebody said it's like getting a 1,000-piece puzzle, but you only get 900 pieces, and then you get 100 pieces from another puzzle. So it makes it really difficult to actually validate the answer in a meaningful way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm definitely going to bring that to Kaylin. I think she might say to me, "Yeah, they can't see all the angles yet," or something to that effect. But look, that's valid feedback. Absolutely. Listen, I know
it comes from love.
No, that's it. I think I was just going to say, look, you guys give us so much love in here, but I also I want the critical feedback. That's family, right?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, look at the money sign and tell me what you see. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
If you know, you know. The other thing I was gonna tell you was, well, you know what? That's enough. I think I've spoken for way too long. But thank you, man. I'll DM you my wallet address, and I appreciate it, man. Loving it.
Yeah, all of you do that. All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Banger, welcome back, man.
Yeah, thanks, Legacy. Two quick questions, Matt. For our collections on NFT, DC Universe, do you know if they want to organize our collection for us? Because it's like a suggestion, because it'd be easy for us to search our collection if they have it organized.
Yeah, no, that's a great. I've been thinking the same thing, honestly. Like I scroll through mine, and it's like it's not in order, and I wanted it to be in order of collections or filter it a certain way. Like, yeah, all that stuff is definitely it is stuff we can do. It's just about getting to it, and the giant project that cannot be mentioned is standing in front of everything else we're doing for DC, because we're trying to get you guys something in a certain amount of time, in a very short amount of time. That's going to be pretty game changing for the platform, and we hope for NFTs.
Great, I appreciate that. And my last question is about the sigils. I know for each cow, you want to have the sigil to correspond with that cow. Now, what if you have two cows? Do you still need to have two of the same sigils if you have two cows and you have one sigil?
So there's two cows. Well, it depends if they're two cows from the same district.
Do you need two sigils then? Yes.
No, you just need one sigil per district.
Okay. Gotcha. That was it.
But look, the only thing I'll say with that is, just for, like, with some of the things that we've built foundations, and we don't yet know exactly which way we're going to start building up on those foundations in terms of experiences and game mechanics that will come later. And things move pretty fast in this space. Things move really fast at DC, and in terms of like feature development at Palm and how we're thinking about things. So we might have built a foundation for something now, assuming it's going to work one day and one way, and quite often that will change. Usually, usually for the better. But just take everything I say with a pinch of, I don't know the future type salt. Like, it's going to change even if I think it's going to go one way.
Things could change.
Oh, okay, great. I was just wondering, that means I have two night watches with that one sigil, right?
Yeah, if you've got two cows and one sigil,
right?
For right now, that's fine for everything you can do right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Matt? Thanks again for still being here. I really do appreciate it, man.
Yeah, sure thing, man.
Yeah. So check it out, right? with these sigils and everything, some people are confused if you need to match. Not necessarily need. Obviously, there's been some wording regarding sigils that you can use the sigils on their own. You can access districts on their own with just Cowls, and you can combine sigils and Cowls. Obviously, you can't be giving out financial advice, but collecting, say, 10 Cowls with different district numbers in the back and matching up sigils, is that something that people should be looking to do if they want to get the fullest experience?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think all I can say, I'm trying to think. If the general counsel of Palm, if Diana Stern was on this basis, what would she be telling me right now to say? You're right. I can't give out financial advice, and all I'll say is anything you collect because you're enjoying collecting it, and for the actual piece itself. And if you want to get all of the collect all of the night watches or all of the fandoms, definitely go do that if you would like to have that entire collection. And I certainly I enjoy. I'm doing that, right? Like, I collect things because, especially the fandoms. I love sniping a fandom at a good price. There's nothing like it, right? But yeah, again, look, we're laying a lot of foundations, and right now, if you want to be accessing everything going on in every neighborhood, you need every Nightwatch NFT. But for future things, I don't necessarily think we build them that way. Like, one thing I'm always trying to be cognizant of is there's a line between it's fun to collect all these things and celebrate when people do that and reward them for doing that. But you don't want to make it so for this to be fun, I've got to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on all of this different stuff to go and do this. Like, that is one of my least favorite things about the NFT space and where it is right now. Like, every time I see a drop from a big blue chip collection that I know most people in the space missed out on, and the only way to get the next thing is to have the first thing, this is just the same 10,000 people becoming millionaires over and over again. What about everybody else? Like, I don't like that stuff. Like, I'm always advocating away from that, and I know everyone at DC feels the same, right? So we're thinking always is, how do we make this more accessible? So the answer to that question is never going to be, well, let's make this a thing where you've got to collect all 10 of these things, and only if you do that and only do that, do you then get this super, super cool thing. I think the most exclusive thing you're ever going to see us do was the Bat Cow collection. Right, and look, I want to always give future access and benefits to Bat Cow holders.
Yes, sir.
But not at the expense of every other DC fan, not at the expense of growing this community, because that's going to be the thing that grows this for all of us, whether you've got a cowl or not, right? Like, we've got to make this so, yeah, the Cowls are the crown jewels, but everybody else can come here and have fun and get involved. So that's just sort of generally how we approach things.
Thank you for your answer. I really do appreciate that, Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome. I could probably do a couple more, guys, but I got to bounce in a minute. I apologize.
No big deal. We appreciate your time. I just got a quick question for you on the side note, Matt. We coming up to the NFL season. Are you a fan?
Oh man, I can't lie to you, Legacy. I get lost with it. I try and watch the Super Bowl, and it lasts like 3 hours. I like the ads, and I sort of know the rules by the end of the game, even though the pitch looks like a spreadsheet to me. But like, it's not. It's just so different. Like, I grew up around football, like soccer, and I barely understand that, honestly. Still, not really on it. Boxing's my thing, man.
Oh, okay. No big deal, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I was just going to touch on, see if you did any fantasy drafting this year, but no big deal.
A lot of people at Palm do, but I'm not one of them.
Okay, good to know. Go ahead, Meet Angel.
Yeah, just a little bit off the topic. I know you kind of tired to talk about Cowls and all that. So, how do you feel now after a couple of years of the Pirate's Dilemma book that you wrote down? How you feel about that whole idea now? What is your take now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. So, look, I don't know if everybody in the space knows what you're talking about. So I'll just do it quick. So I wrote a book in 2008, which feels like that is an eternity ago, called The Pirate's Dilemma, which was about the sort of where we're at in web, the beginning of Web 2, I guess, or Web 1 even at that point, was what is going to, the dilemma was, should you fight piracy or should you try and live with it? Should you try and compete with piracy? And like at that time, that was right around iTunes was coming out, Spotify was just getting started. All of these services were coming out in music that looked like file sharing sites. Like iTunes was designed after a file. It was designed to look like BitTorrent, which I ended up working for BitTorrent after writing The Pirate's Dilemma. So look, piracy's been a way of life for me since I was a kid. Like, grew up on pirate radio, wrote a book about piracy as a business strategy because it was an effective strategy for us to grow Rewind magazine, went and worked at BitTorrent. I still love piracy. I think it's such an interesting, like, it's a symptom. It shows you that a market's not working properly. So it's always an opportunity to go and do the things that the pirates are doing. And I don't think that's changed. I just think, like Netflix was designed after illegal streaming TV sites. Like all of the things that we take for granted now is just, this is the infrastructure of the internet and, global multi-billion-dollar companies. It was all built off the backs of piracy. And that's always been true. The US was founded on ignoring the European patent and copyright system. The word Yankees comes from the Dutch word Janke, Janke, which translates as pirate, because that's what the Dutch used to call Americans, because they would not recognize any of their copyright laws or patent laws. That's how the Industrial Revolution happened in America. So sorry, you set me off on a long one here, but no, I still feel the same about that. And I think NFTs throws a really interesting wrench in that, right? Because the internet was just the world's ultimate copying machine. Anything you want, you can copy it infinitely, instantly, and it's worthless. And NFTs has flipped that, and it's like, no, you can copy it instantly and infinitely. You can right click all day, and now it's still worth something. That's crazy. That's the next evolution, and that, it makes no sense to most people because we've all grown up with the internet as the ultimate copying machine. But it makes total sense when you think about all of the things that we value. Like, none of them really have any intrinsic value. Unless it's like fresh water or, certain element or things that we really need, food or whatever. It's all just stuff we confer value to, right? So it makes total sense. NFTs make total sense. And I think it makes the whole sort of question around piracy, it makes it more interesting. Like, you can do all this stuff, you can copy things, you can rip things off, but now you're just creating new opportunities for NFT projects as well as all these other sort of Web 2 things or things in the physical world. And if any of this stuff is interesting to you, get yourself a broadside NFT is all I'll say, because there's going to be a world unfolding that you'll need to hold one of those things where this is absolutely the whole nature of this debate. Like, what happens next? Like, I talked with Charlie a lot for years and years and years, and I never wrote a follow-up to Pirate's Dilemma, but I feel like broadside, if I'd done it, it would be that. So yeah, I love this question.
Hey, thank you, Matt. And you're welcome to come anytime to go over the broadside and your book and how you feel about piracy and even soccer. We won't ask questions about bad cows, though. So you can feel comfortable.
I'm here for all of it.
Okay, let's do the last question to Yapo. Batman.
Hello. What's up, everyone? So obviously everyone's working on puzzles and things like that. I'm not as engaged as I probably should be for the puzzles. And I'd like to do that. Is there some sort of a Easter egg or anything that leads us to something or leads us to somewhere, possibly even like a reward for somebody that can complete or figure out this puzzle or multiple puzzles that lead us in a different direction? Is there some sort of a reward or anything that everyone should be paying really close attention to? Or at this point in time, are we just trying to solve problems and protect Gotham?
Well, obviously, listen, protecting Gotham is always priority number one. My legal team are going to tell me I can't promise any rewards, even if there are any. All I can say is, look, when it comes to Easter eggs, Caitlin Burns is the Easter Bunny.
Message.
Hey, well said, Matt. I think we all know how to take that answer. And Matt, again, man, I'm gonna let you slide out of here, man. It's a blessing for you. I know you're on the East Coast. I know it's late. We really appreciate your time, man. As always, thank you for blessing us again, man.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, guys. It's awesome being here with you all, as always. And look, let's do this again real soon.
For sure. To the Batmobile.
He did the.
All right. Peace, guys.
Oh, he's still there. Okay.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, man, talk about juicy. What? Hey, talk about juicy. Go ahead, Yapo.
You know, that should be the key word is to the Batmobile, because he had mentioned that there is something extremely huge holding back everything. And when there's an event where that's going to be released or announced, I would love for him to tweet to the Batmobile so we know that that's the event we need to be at for that huge announcement.
Hey, so this is what I'm going to do. The space is recorded. I'm not going to keep holding the space down because it's recorded. We got a lot of thoughts. So let's jump into another space. We'll shut it down. The alpha is here. It's recorded. Great job. I appreciate the family. Thank you for your help, Empire, Meet Angel. Thank you to the Bad fam for coming out. I see we got the veve fam in the building. Thank you to the autograph community for coming in. Web3, we here. And this shit is fucking awesome. Man, let's go.
We lit.
Yes,
We lit.
We lit.
Smoke it if you got it. We lit. We fucking lit.
All right, y'all. So, go live for a second. What's good, y'all? Who's still here, man? Who's still here with me, man? I'm telling you, man, if you don't have a bad cow, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, man, do your research. You know, this thing is gonna take off sooner than later, in my opinion. I'm gonna keep on putting that alpha out there. I'm gonna keep on putting that information out there so people can hear from Matt Mason, because every time he speaks, we get a little bit, we get more nuggets, we get more alpha, and everything helps to understand how big this project is gonna be. I think I know enough. I'm still trying to get as many cows as I can, affordably, responsibly. That's just me, because I know what's going on. But yeah, man. Hopefully you guys have a cow, all 6 of you who are still listening. And if you don't, I have a playlist where, you can hear every previous AMA from the very beginning. You can hear my initial thoughts. If you check out that playlist, it should be in order from my very first video to the very last video that I've done with the bad cows. If you want to join the Twitter Spaces, you can follow me on Twitter. And what's up, the Red Julius? What's up? Nice. You got 2. Hey man, you only need 1. So you above average. You only need 1 cow to participate, my friends. You only need one cow. What's up, Smurf? What's up, Smurf Dabs? But yeah, bad cows, man. I think they're gonna be huge. So like I said, if you have no idea what the cows are, check out my bad cow playlist. Take the time to look it up. I'm not saying it's the next Bored Apes, but I kind of just did, didn't I? But anyway, like I said, if you want to join, if you want to join, follow me on Twitter and hop into the Twitter Spaces. Let me show you what Twitter Spaces are up here. This is Twitter Spaces. So I'm usually in the Bad Cow Twitter Spaces almost every day. So if you want to find me, that'll be an easy way to find the Bad Cow Twitter Spaces where you can get more information from the Bat Fam. You know, we're a tight knit community. You know, we're growing by the day. People are buying bad cows left and right. So, like I said, I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm just putting out the information and letting you guys decide for yourselves, you know, what the bad cow thing might be. So that being said, I'm going to head to the space and hang out with the Bat Fam and see what they're talking about. And yeah, man, until next time, peace out and huddle strong. And remember that I'm not a financial advisor because I am learning just like you guys. I am just your friendly neighborhood genius. Ha ha ha. Sharing his thoughts and opinions on this awesome project known as the Bad Cows. So take everything that you hear from me with a grain of salt because things could change. And with that being said, thank you guys once again for watching, and I will catch you guys later in my next video. Until then, peace out and huddle strong. And yeah, man, to the Batmobile. Peace out.